fucking go.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Not the way you're supposed to.
But we are back.
Technical difficulties today.
Welcome back to
Working through them, you know.
Woo! Welcome back to another edition of Two Dudes and a Mexican. I'm your host.
Maybe the last episode.
I'm your host. I'm doing it, Victor Salazar. To the left of me, my co-host, I'm doing it, Peter Soprano.
What up?
To the right of me, resident Mexican Dave Quinones. Please disregard the first 30 seconds of the show. Our producer is a little upset.
He's just venting a little bit.
He's venting. He's having himself a rum and coke, trying to figure out what's wrong with our digital issues. However, we are back. Good Wednesday show lined up for you. Big college football upcoming this weekend.
Huge.
A lot of things coming up this weekend. Another week in the NFL. We're kicking in the motion to the NBA and LeBron James and things like that. Big matchup between the local teams here on Sunday, Jets and Giants.
Toilet bowl.
Toilet bowl is how we call it.
No, the toilet bowl is going to be Cincinnati and Miami. Like week 14.
Hold on. Let's not get into that yet. And then, we'll talk about the college football playoff, which a lot of questions happened yesterday. A lot of things came up from the playoff. And then there's a big fight tomorrow at 5 a.m. If you decide to wake up to it, we'll get into that as well. But again, no more Periscope. We will figure out our YouTube issues. But
don't worry about that shit.
So is it YouTube or is it Apple? What is it?
Nah, it's not.
What's going on?
it's the man. It's the man holding us down because they didn't want to see us live.
Yeah.
But Two Dudes and a Mexican.
We're too dangerous.
YouTube.com/Two Dudes and a Mexican. Hit the subscribe. Hit the like. I mean, we're the undisputed champions.
Every
of talking
application,
shit.
damn it.
So get on everything.
Hey, come on,
Spreaker,
iHeart,
Some
Spreaker,
boys from Jersey,
Spotify,
Come
iHeart,
on, man.
iTunes.
Support
Fist
us.
bump here.
YouPorn. And what was the other one?
What the hell?
We're on that. What are you talking about? We cover the
What is that?
we cover this
You
year.
guys went this year?
Pete went. He didn't
Went
work.
this year?
He didn't work. He didn't work and get interviews.
Listen,
Like,
When
I
did
don't
you
know.
go? When was that?
I don't know what you're
Last
talking
weekend he went to the convention.
about. And that's a sports show.
Last weekend he went to the convention. 2 years I go. I can't enjoy myself. I gotta work.
You gotta enjoy yourself.
Pete goes this year.
You enjoy yourself.
You went with Sam?
Wait a minute, what?
Jets.
Pete,
Sam
oh,
Darnold?
yeah, he did
Shut
go
up,
with Sam
man.
Darnold.
Man, whatever.
Pete went to the.
Whatever.
Yo, we gotta get
Whatever.
some shirts made
Pete,
up.
listen. Pete
No.
went.
Pete and Sam.
Yeah.
I like
and Sam.
it. Pete and Sam.
No.
Pete and Sam.
Before
I'm
Sam.
gonna make that shirt.
Before Sam Darnold went to Miami and
So many
threw
people
up-
may get confused with
listen.
those shirts.
Before Sam Darnold went to Miami and threw up another dud, he was hanging out with Pete at Exotica.
What the hell are you talking about?
While Pete wasn't working,
No.
getting interviews, having fun.
No.
See, I don't go 1 year with no work. It's
I don't know what you're talking
unbelievable.
about.
Next year, I'm gonna make sure Pete works.
I don't know what
no
you're
more
talking
fun for
about.
Pete.
And make sure Sam's not hanging with him.
Yeah, you should- hung out with him again. Look
Nobody's
what he
hanging
did.
out with me.
Hung out with Sam, and look how terrible he looked last
Nobody's
Sunday.
hanging out with me.
Unbelievable.
First he goes to Hoboken.
Well,
It's mono
we'll
with
get
the
into
side.
Sam. We have a segment on Pete and Sam. It's going to be a Pete and
What?
Sam segment
Pete and
to the end of the
Sam.
year.
I like it.
To the end of the year.
What is
I like
this?
it.
Pete and Sam segment.
I'm gonna get a fucking Sam
We'll
cut
get
out
into
for the
it.
next
We'll get into it. We'll get into it. But first things first, biggest game of the college football season is upon us. Before we get to the playoffs, what was 1 and 2 before the college football playoff was announced yesterday
They don't count.
is now 2 and 3. Number 2 LSU Tigers travel to Tuscaloosa to take on
Tuscaloosa.
the number 3 Alabama Crimson Tide, and what could have some big implications depending on how you want to look at yesterday's college football playoff.
Screw Saban.
Just go right into it. Tell me why you mad.
Two gonna be ready or what?
Listen,
Is he playing?
Yeah, they actually said they think he's gonna play. He had to matter for this, yo. If he ducked out of this, yo, and Burrows put up a good game, yo, everybody would have shitted on him for it, yo. So he had to play this game. Just to be a man, he had to play this game. He's gonna be in NFL, and he's gonna be leading men, grown men. They can't say you ducked out of your biggest college game of your career, other than the championship game, which you lost.
Well, Nick Bosa kind of ducked out of some things before, and he looks
Yeah, but he's not a quarterback.
Okay. But no, Dave, a lot's being said. I know LSU's leading sack leader isn't going to play in this game for personal issues. What do you think that does for the landscape of this game? And I've seen a lot of people on TV not really giving LSU a chance. What are your thoughts on LSU probably being the best team in college football and being disrespected? I think they're being disrespected right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, there's an argument that they could have been number one.
They should have been.
It should have been. Obviously, their strength of schedule, has been probably, the toughest this season. So, I don't think it's going to be big implications without their defender. Listen, I think whoever is going to mean to win this game is going to win this game.
That's very philosophical.
But you got to listen. You got to give it up. You got to give it up to LSU, man. I mean, they've had some big wins in their schedule. What more do you have to do to become number one, or at least be thought as at that top spot? So
pay people.
It's gonna be a huge game, and obviously they have Burrows right behind them. Probably gonna win the Heisman this year. So it's gonna be epic, and Tua's got to play. It's just gonna be such a big game, big implications. I really think if LSU loses, though, I still think they deserve to be in that playoff. Alabama, obviously, we talked about it in the past. Their strength of schedule hasn't been great, so I don't know. Maybe if they lose, they don't get that nod. Who knows? So
I think this year is a little bit weird in regards to the college football playoff. I think the loser of this has an opportunity to be left out. I just think Clemson's going to be in there no matter what.
Yeah, because they're going to win out.
Ohio State, if they win out, Ohio State or Penn State will be in there.
Yeah.
And then you got these other two spots, right? Mm-hmm. That could technically, let's say,
one will probably be the SEC winner.
Yeah, so let's say that's Georgia.
Yeah.
So that's 3 right there, right? And then the 4th will be the winner of this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say LSU beats Bama.
Should be.
Let's say LSU. Let's say LSU beats Bama, right? Mm-hmm. So LSU, Clemson, Penn State, or Michigan, or Penn State or Ohio State would be the 3 teams.
Yeah.
And then that last spot would be either Georgia if they win. If Georgia loses, maybe Alabama slips up in there, or whoever loses this game. How about no respect to the Pac-12 teams that are 9-1 right now, or 8-1 right now, who are 7-9 respectively, or maybe 7-8 respectively, or I'm sorry, 8-9, and they have, or 7 or 8, and they have a Georgia team that lost at home to South Carolina over Oregon, who lost to Auburn
off of BS last minute
play in a neutral site.
Yeah.
So there's still a chance, but I think there's a lot of things this year that are different than years prior that might not be able to that loser of this game might not get in. Georgia loses SEC championship game, they're not in for sure.
Is there a Pac-12 championship game?
Yeah, it'll probably be between Utah and Oregon.
So they're going to get that big win on top of it if that happens.
So the loser of this game, for once in a long time, the loser of a big game in the SEC,
they'll never push Saban out,
could
though.
see. If he loses this game, come on.
They might.
Who they beat? Who they beat?
They're never pushing Saban.
All right, who's Alabama beat this year?
I'm not saying they deserve it. I'm just saying they'll never push
A&M. That's it. Who else they beat? Who else they beat?
Listen, I've always gone to Alabama's schedule for years because they always play one of the worst out-of-conference schedules in the nation, but they always give them credit for their SEC wins, which I always think are BS because the SEC is usually like 3-4 teams and that's it, and they only play like 2 of them. So, listen, they always find a way to put them in. So I can't see Alabama being left out with one loss.
Even with a loss.
What
about LSU? They don't deserve it.
It's tough because I can see a scenario where LSU wins this weekend, and if LSU loses the last game of the year to Georgia, they find a way to put Alabama in over LSU.
That would be nuts, man. That would be crazy. I hope you're wrong, too.
I mean, what does Alabama have left after this? Just Auburn? Do they even play Florida?
No.
They don't even play Florida.
No.
So they only played an A&M team who we think is overrated.
Yep.
This LSU team, who if they win, they deserve to be in the playoff, I think. Obviously, if you beat LSU and you're Alabama, you deserve to. And then just Auburn. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't forget, they got the tough game against WCU.
Right. And then on top of that, right?
WCU. But they're going to rank them up very high when they beat Mississippi State, though.
So, I guess before we move on to the college playoff...
That's the rest of the schedule.
I'm going to...
That's the rest of the schedule. Mississippi State, WCU, Auburn.
Wow.
That is it. So, they're going to rank them up real high when they beat Mississippi State.
How are they ranked over Clemson?
I told you already. It's Saban. Saban always gets the benefit of doubt with the committee. Period.
Close win.
Much like
I guess.
Coach K.
I guess. Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense. But before we
Alabama and Duke.
Before we move on to the actual college football playoff rankings, let's get a prediction here, Pete. What do you think happens this Saturday at 3:30 live from Tuscaloosa on CBS? You know, if our producer, wasn't upset, he'd probably play the song. Can you
play that song?
It's
He's gonna throw his drink at you,
Listen.
man.
He's ignoring us right now.
listen. Right now, it's a 6.5 point spread, and I'm not even going to need it. I think LSU wins it outright. So
It's plus 6?
Yeah, there's plus 6.5 right now, and I look at that as complete disrespect, and I think LSU is going to win at money line. So.
Well, before I get to you, Dave, I had a conversation with the guy from Louisiana at.
I thought you were going to say, well, Oregon. Conversation with him. Like, yo, what the hell?
No, so actually, I'm dying over here. So when I went to Philly for the...
You were hanging out with Sam.
I'm not.
Hey, we gotta make Vic and Sam
Vic and Sam shirt.
Absolutely not. I was just imitating Obregon.
Where were you on Sunday?
What was I on Sunday? I was here. I showed up.
Where were you?
Where were you on Sunday?
I was protecting the
Being the
country.
hero.
Protecting the country.
Dave was harassing,
Bad guys.
good citizens, playing stuff on the. I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I started watching the show and I didn't see Vic.
Well, because
So
I thought you guys saw it at
started-
12:15. I haven't been on a Sunday show in like a month.
Oh, my God.
Show you.
I don't do
I don't know.
Sunday.
Maybe he is hanging out with Sam. It's on a Sunday, right? I don't know. Hey,
No.
That is true. That is true. Missing Sunday shows. Sam's been playing bad lately.
Church Sunday.
I was at church Sunday. Just like I said on the show, I was at church, and I also had to deliver a special package. That's why I was there at 12:20. 5, maybe. I don't remember.
Had nothing to do with the Canelo fight.
Exactly. I fell asleep. What do you mean? How the hell? That shit started at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
that was
Yeah, let's go to tweets, yo.
Anyways, back to my point. When I went to Better Beef and Godzig,
Yeah.
I stayed in Philly, and there was a guy after the fights. We started talking about LSU, and he's not a big Joe Burrows fan, and he's never gonna. I'm probably never gonna meet him again.
Yeah.
I've never. I mean, I met him through Steve Kim. We took an Uber together, and then he was telling me about he doesn't feel like he's from LSU. He doesn't think Joe Burrows is that good, and we bet $100 actually on the game that LSU would win, and he said that they weren't. I'm probably never gonna meet this guy, so I'm gonna win probably, right? And this guy's gonna owe me $100.
Yeah, you'll never say
I'll never see him again.
I mean, I have seen.
His name was Mark. I gotta talk to Steve Kim, but give me this guy's info because if LSU wins, I want my $100. But I'm going LSU. Joe Burrow's been playing phenomenal. That defense is not as good as it usually is, but at the same time, neither is Alabama's. This isn't your typical Alabama team that used to always depend on the run and play really good defense. So their defense isn't as good as it usually is. Neither is LSU's. I think it's going to be a shootout, and I think you go with who you think the better quarterback is. And this year, the better quarterback is Joe Burrow. And I'm going LSU.
Calling him out directly.
Yeah, listen, I agree with you guys. Listen, Alabama's very talented, but listen, LSU is that team that has had the tougher wins. Like you said before, Burrow's has just been unstoppable, man. So
The producers up. Let's do it.
I think they also win outright, but it's going to be a hell of a game, I think. So
That's the best college football song, and it will be on CBS, so you will hear that this weekend. Yeah, the over-under 64 for that game.
It's going to go over.
I can see it.
Go over.
You know what's funny? Last year when they played, it was 9-6. That was the score game.
wow, really?
Yeah, it was 9-6 when they played last year. It was
I
a
think,
horrible game.
LSU isn't your typical LSU offense that you throw the ball. They usually used to throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Try to like one of the athletes break something open. Joe Burrow's going downfield. They still have a good running game.
They made the
I like
offense
them. They made it an offensive team, even though their defense is still comparable, but not as good as it usually is. Same with Alabama. Alabama has 3 studs at wide receiver.
Oh my God, they're
That's
monsters.
what makes
they may have
Tua
the best
better.
wide receiving core in the nation.
That's what makes Tua good. As we see Tua, a lot of things are being said. He's not durable. He's not accurate, and we'll see. We'll see We'll see on Saturday.
Well, that's the big-
I think Burrows is better than him.
That's the big question
And
mark,
we'll
too.
see.
I mean, he's coming back from an injury, obviously. So
That too. That's
gonna be
also a
hard.
question mark.
That's, you got to look at that. So
I think a young QB in Oregon may be better than Boltzmann.
Whoa. We got to see something there. I think Pete's in love with Herbert. I think Pete's in love with her. I think what was my hashtag last year when I won the Giant? Oh, lusting for Justin. That's what Pete's on right now. He's lusting for Justin. And
I did like promote him for you guys to take him if he had came out. Like,
he's lusting for Justin, and guess what? The Titans do need a quarterback. So,
yes.
but yeah, those are our predictions. We're all picking LSU. We're all picking LSU. So, if we're wrong, make fun of us. If we're right, subscribe to the show. Subscribe to the show anyway and make fun of us. So, moving along. 1 through 6 was named yesterday. I know we touched on it. It was Ohio State, LSU, Alabama, Penn State at number 4.
Yeah.
Clemson at 5, Georgia at 6, and on the outside, the 2 Pac-12 teams, 7 Oregon, 8 Utah.
Hey, where you want to Oregon, though?
No, that was the exact
Oh,
order.
that's what-
Yeah.
okay.
I said it was going to be 6 Georgia, 7 with Oregon, and 8 with Utah.
Anything stick out at you there, Dave? And do these initial rankings matter right now?
No, because anything can happen from here on out. I mean, listen, all it takes is a loss. You know, we've said that before in the past. You know, the one thing that stood out, I mean, listen, Ohio State's been great this year, but like we said before, I mean, you know, what more does LSU have to do, you know what I'm saying, to get that respect? So you could easily
if they win
put them at
Saturday,
number
they better
one.
get that fucking
So,
respect.
I mean, that was probably the biggest thing for me. I know people were talking about Penn State. I know we were talking about it. Listen, they got some big wins too. You know, Cliff has been great. I mean, that team has done really, really well to deserve that respect at number 4, I think, so in my opinion. So, you know, being Mr. Khakis and, you know...
Coach Khaki.
Coach Khaki, among other wins. And I think, again, big argument you could have made for LSU to be number 1. So that's probably what sticks out the most for me.
Picking up the flag.
No flag.
All right, so
No flag on this play.
before I get to UP, I'm going to tell you, I think I want to say that for the top 8, these initial rankings don't matter.
Okay.
Because Clemson really plays no one for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
All they have to do is win out and they're in because Ohio State and Penn State are going to play. LSU and Alabama are obviously going to play.
Yeah.
The winner of that game is obviously going to play Georgia unless they have a slip-up before they get to the
Which they
SEC
may.
championship game. 7 and 8 are going to play in the Pac-12 championship. As long as no one slips up there, they're going to cancel each other out. But what I don't like, and maybe it's a foregone conclusion that these teams aren't going to be there, but there's 2 top 5 power conferences teams that are undefeated.
Yeah.
There's Minnesota,
Yeah.
undefeated, who plays Penn State this week, actually. And you got Baylor.
In Minnesota.
And you got Baylor, who's undefeated. 8-0.
TCU.
But Oklahoma is ranked above Baylor.
Yeah.
So,
The
what happens to those guys? They're not UCF.
the committee picks their favorites, and that's the reason why I usually say that it's complete bullshit. And every year we've been lucky that there's been no one-loss Power 5 team that has missed a playoff yet, but this could be that first year. And it's just BS because if you're undefeated in the Power 5 conference, you should be in that top 6, top 8. There's no reason that you shouldn't be. So for them to have Baylor that low, for them to have Minnesota that low, Minnesota isn't even close right now. Like, that's just complete disrespect. Like, what's the point of playing your schedule and winning games if you're not going to be rewarded for it?
Alabama is.
Exactly. And it's amazing that, and just going to how they put the rankings and everything, it's amazing that Ohio State is number 1 when they pretty much beat one ranked team all year, and then you go to LSU's schedule and they beat Texas and Texas when Texas was ranked. They beat Florida, who's a top 10 team right now. They beat Auburn, who's a top 12 team right now. And they already beat the teams like Mississippi State that Alabama has to play later on. So it's unbelievable that they've won these type of games and they're still not ranked number 1. But the thing that stood out to me was Clemson. Like, I don't understand how you don't lose again for 2 years and you're still not even ranked in top 4. That makes zero sense. You're the national champion. You've been in the championship the past 2 years. You haven't lost
3 years.
Past 3 years. I thought it was 3 or last 4. I thought it was 1 year in between.
Them and Alabama went toe-to-toe 3 years in a row. Clemson won the first one, Bama won the second one, and Clemson won last
Yeah,
year.
but they lost in the semifinal.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And then you talk about a team that hasn't lost in the last year and a half, and you still don't even rank them in the top 5. Like, how much LSU and Clemson, I expect them to be in the finals just because off of disrespect alone, it should motivate them to beat the hell out of Alabama and whoever.
But that's what they were saying yesterday. That Dabo was like, yes.
They should. Like, you're undefeated and a national champion, and you still don't get any respect. That makes zero sense.
None at all.
Don't deserve it.
And here's the thing. Baylor, going back to Baylor, Baylor beat the team that Oklahoma lost to.
Yeah.
Baylor beat Kansas State.
Yeah.
Kansas State beat Oklahoma.
Kansas State is hot right now, too, 3 in a row.
But Baylor gets their shot. I'm not sure that they're facing Oklahoma next week.
Yep.
I mean, not sure what that win does to them. Like if they went out, they won the Big 12 championship. Are you putting them in?
How do you not put them in when they're undefeated?
But they're ranked 11th. How are you going to jump from 11 to 4 in a span of a month?
It's going to be tough. It's good. They
In a span of a month, they've got to jump.
They got screwed.
They have to jump 7 spots.
I think they can jump probably about 4 or 5 of them, but I don't know if they can drop 7.
And what about Minnesota?
Minnesota's done.
Minnesota has to play Penn State. I think they play Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Or they might play... Let me look Minnesota's schedule.
I don't know.
Nobody cares.
No, I mean, we have to care. This is crap.
Minnesota Vikings?
No.
No, we don't like...
And they play Iowa too. Their schedule is ridiculous. Like, they should definitely get in if they with the schedule that they have left if they went out.
So they got
Penn State,
Iowa,
and they play
Wisconsin. And if they win all 3 of those games,
Ohio State.
They'll probably play Ohio State.
So they have to play 4 ranked teams.
They have to jump 9 spots.
You know what? They may have a better chance to do it than Baylor. Playing 4 ranked teams, yeah, you play 4 teams in the top 20 and win all of them.
Prove yourself.
Yeah, you're probably jump higher
Wow.
than the guy that has to jump 7
So
spots and only plays 1.
we're gonna do this every week. They come out with their top 4. We'll come out with our top 4.
Mm-hmm.
My top 4 is LSU, leading the pack. Number 2, I'm gonna still go with Clemson. I'm not sure why we've disrespected them because they had a near fall against UNC.
Yeah, that was their bullshit excuse.
I'm going to go number 3, Ohio State. And I'm going to go number 4, Alabama.
I'm going to go with LSU number 1. I'm going to go with Clemson number 2. I'm going to go with Ohio State 3. And I'm going to go with Penn State 4.
Penn State 4 over Greenbow, Alabama.
I haven't beaten anybody.
Pete does not like Nick Saban.
They haven't beaten
Hey,
anybody.
what's your top 4? What's your top 4?
I think it's the same as Pete, man. So 1 LSU, 2 could be, yeah. I guess for me, like 2 could be either Ohio State or Clemson, but I mean either or.
Doesn't matter. They'll play each other.
Yeah,
They'll play each
2
other.
or 3.
Way.
So and 4. Listen, I really like what Penn State's done this year, man. They've had they had that big game on the road that they won. I mean, listen, I like what that team is doing. I agree with Pete too. Alabama, listen, this is the test right here.
The sad part is
test on Saturday.
The sad part is there's no chance of that because when Ohio State plays Penn State, they're probably gonna knock one of them out with 1 loss.
But yeah, I'm with Pete.
This is the chaos year. Everybody likes chaos and everybody wants the tiebreakers and see what comes down to it in football and NFL and in college football. They want to see the too many undefeated teams, too many 1-loss teams. This is the year for chaos because there's gonna be more than 4 teams with just 1 or 0 losses.
So are we gonna? We came out with predictions on who's gonna be the top 4 teams. Clearly, a lot of us are wrong.
We were actually pretty good. We said Clemson, we said Alabama, we said LSU, and I think we said Oklahoma. So we got 3 out of 4.
Well, we had Notre Dame and Oklahoma, and
Oklahoma was 5th.
I think I had Wisconsin.
so if we go back in
You
time,
asked about Deshaun Hamilton.
we're gonna go back in time, and we'll do this in December since we did this in September.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you predict now to be in the Final Four?
LSU, Clemson, Penn State,
Wow.
and
Ohio State.
Georgia.
Wow. Dave, I'm going to go to you.
Georgia.
Sweet Georgia.
I can't pick Georgia. Fuck that.
I'm
wanna
gonna say,
renege it?
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna take back Georgia.
Oh, come on, you said
I
it. You can't take it
I
back.
can't take. All right, fine. I'll leave it.
never-
Fine, I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I'll leave it.
I'm gonna
You
go.
left it?
I'll leave it. Yeah.
All right, goes back to you.
No flag. The flag has been picked up.
I'm gonna go LSU,
The Charger timeout. C.
For delay a game.
Clemson, Ohio State, Penn State.
How's Penn State getting in
Why
there?
Penn State? How does Penn State in there?
I don't know. I just like Penn
I
State.
think Penn
shit.
State's gonna beat
I challenge
Ohio
that.
State.
You think Penn State's gonna
I
be?
think
Ohio
You
State?
don't think they'll cancel each other out?
No.
Seriously?
I don't think so.
No?
It does. I mean,
I think they will.
I think they will.
I don't think so.
All right, so I'm going to go.
Why are you throwing the damn flag?
How can they
when-
cancel each other out though? If one of them loses their game and they go on to win the Big Ten championship, they're gonna put the winner in.
Yeah, but how?
Yeah.
Ohio State's not gonna. Ohio State, if the winner of that game is probably gonna be on one side of the Big Ten championship.
Yeah.
So how does Penn State get in if they lose?
Oh, I didn't put both of them in.
They did.
Oh,
They
they,
did.
I don't know, Dave.
I like Penn State.
I'm about to hit you with this belt, Dave. You sure you don't want to try this again?
All right, I'll go with LSU, damn it, Clemson,
yeah.
Penn State.
Uh-huh.
You want to throw in
my top
Michigan in
three.
there? Huh? You
goes,
wanna
"That's
throw
my
whatever?
No,
He
Michigan.
wants to throw Minnesota in
I'll
there.
put Oregon in there.
All right, I'll go
Wanna
with
do
Alabama
Jets?
then.
Alabama.
Go Jets in
All
there.
right.
About Alabama then.
All right,
Why
so I like it. I
That's
like
good.
that one. That's not too bad. I'm gonna go LSU. I'm gonna go Clemson. I'm gonna go Ohio State, and I'm gonna go Oregon as the fourth.
Oh, now you take Oregon, damn it.
What? I like Oregon.
That's why I want to take out Georgia for it.
I was never gonna pick
Wait a
them.
minute, so wait a minute, you said who? You said LSU.
LSU, Clemson,
Clemson.
Ohio State, Oregon.
I'm LSU, Clemson, Penn State, Oregon.
No, Penn State. God damn it.
They both like Penn State.
I do like
Yeah.
Penn State.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys know James Franklin.
Watch Penn State lose this weekend.
You guys know James
Gonna
Franklin.
go down to the
James
fucking-
Franklin has Saquon Barkley.
Dre picked Penn State to win this week by 7. So
Who? Dre?
yeah,
Who's
the
that
guy who's not here.
You guys know James Franklin, right? He's
Mm-hmm.
infamous for having Saquon Barkley and not giving him the ball when it mattered, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, but
just-
he doesn't have a star this year. He did not give the ball to
all right, I'm just letting you know.
Throwing it out there.
Just throwing it out there. I'm
you wanna
hoping.
catch it, go ahead,
I'm
grab
hoping. What I hope is Penn State smacks Minnesota around and brings that Ohio State spread down a little bit when they play each other, and I'll bet the shit out of Ohio State when that happens. So, but yeah, that was a nice little discussion on college football. Moving along, we have to talk basketball because we have to talk about Pete's favorite player in the NBA, and that's LeBron James.
Yeah, I want to say one quick comment. Imagine if Penn State went undefeated and lost to Rutgers the last game of the season.
Pete, that's not funny.
Yeah, that is funny. That is hilarious.
Rutgers hasn't been relevant since Vecchiano was chopping wood. Chop that wood, baby. Hey, Pete, let's go.
That's the
Let's
best
go.
song. That
Talk
is
to
the
me.
best NBA
Talk to
song
me,
of all
Pete.
time.
Talk to me, Pete, about the Lakers
NBA on
and your
NBC.
favorite player,
Favorite team?
Anthony
the
Davis?
Lakers.
LeBron.
Anthony Davis?
LeBron James. LeBron James.
got a Laker
LeBron. He does.
Oh, yeah, Laker jersey.
I don't even know what's LeBron James' number
I've
now.
never had a
7.
Laker jersey.
23.
Never
LeBron's
had a
still
Laker-
23. I thought he changed his number.
He's still 23?
I never
He
had a
doesn't
Laker
deserve
jersey.
that fucking number. He
doesn't.
Give him a number 45.
Don't give him that either.
So tell, are the Lakers the second best team in the league, Peter?
I would say no. I think Denver is.
Whoa.
Nobody is looking at Denver. Denver is the deepest team in the league. I think they're going to end up with. I think they may end up with the first best record in the West because Clippers are doing this resting Kawhi and resting everybody.
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
But they always do that. That's their load
fucking
management.
garbage.
That's the load management.
Listen,
that's in the
NBA.
now.
This is why I can't take you serious. I can't take the NBA serious. Here's why.
Load
For the
management.
last decade, it's been about fucking super teams. So
Mm-hmm.
I lost interest when the first super team was created, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the Celtics. We're not gonna call them a super team, even though, yeah, sure, there might be 3 Hall of Famers, but each 3 weren't in their prime.
But one of them, you need a wheelchair to go to a bathroom.
Well, there you go. He's taking a shit. Ever since LeBron joined up with Bosh and Dwayne Wade, this has been the trend.
Yeah.
So for 10 years, yeah, I watched the NBA Finals maybe here and there, but I wouldn't pay attention. I'm not paying attention to like I used to when I used to watch TNT on Thursdays,
Yeah.
ESPN on Wednesdays. Like I used to watch it like that religiously,
Yep.
but I don't now. And now when you get me involved with these two-man teams, which I don't mind, everyone having two superstars,
Yeah.
because it's wide open.
So I
There's a
said that.
prime time game tonight. Who's Kawhi plays tonight? It's not the
Milwaukee.
Rockets. Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So you wanted to see Kawhi versus Giannis,
Yeah.
but you're not going to see Kawhi. The fuck is this shit? Be a man, you play basketball.
Load management.
All you do is run and shoot.
Load management.
That's
Jesus
what
Christ!
they call it.
Imagine a defenseman on the Rangers saying, "Load management. I can't skate, coach." The whole team would whoop his ass.
They would.
Oh my God!
Right in front of the ice in front of
Fucking
everybody.
NBA. Jesus. Oh, you know what? When the Knicks get good is when I'll start fucking paying attention again.
When is that gonna happen?
Never.
Oh, you calm down.
Wow.
What is- listen, I love
Fucking
Kawhi.
Ant-
I love Kawhi's probably the best NBA player in the league right now, but this
Yeah.
is fucking garbage. People pay fucking hundreds of dollars to see a marquee matchup between Giannis and Kawhi Leonard.
I thought they said they weren't going to do load management during primetime games anymore.
Wow.
Like they said they weren't going to
Doc
do
Rivers says, "Fuck you all.
Do what I want.
I do what I want. It's my team.
Fine.
Do what I want."
That's what he said. Fine.
Listen,
I'm the
it.
captain now.
They find him already. He probably doesn't care.
I know I jumped off topic, but that's bullshit, and that's why I won't pay attention to the NBA like I used to until you guys start being fucking men. Did you see the fight between Kat and Embiid?
Embiid.
They were like this.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, they were hugging, weren't they?
Fucking hugging. Throw
And
punches.
they suspended them 2 games.
Throw some
for it.
fucking punches, dude.
How do you suspend them
Come
2
on.
games for that crap?
Ridiculous.
Kinda looked like
Ridiculous.
wrestling,
They're
That
wrestling.
was bad.
Like fake. Like
That was
They're
bad.
wrestling.
That was real bad.
Throw some punches, and then they're on Twitter and Instagram dissing each other. Throw punches. If you don't like each other, throw punches.
Twitter fingers.
My
That's what they are,
God,
Twitter fingers.
that's what happens when you listen to Drake. Back in the day, the Bulls and the Knicks listened to Nas and Wu Tang.
Fuck each other up.
That's what they used to throw elbows and fists.
Fucking Miami and New
Elbows,
York,
baby.
people used to be throwing into the crowd.
Basically, they used to throw coaches around. Fucking Van Gundy was hanging like this,
Yeah.
hanging
was
first
it- was
there.
it
Charlie Ward got thrown into the crowd.
Chris Childs,
Chris
punch
Childs,
Kobe
Chris
Chris
Bryant
Charles
in
and
the throat.
JoJo England. Yeah, he held Kobe. He two-piece Kobe.
Yeah, he sure
It's
did.
ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I'm
Kareem
sorry.
Abdul,
He
fucking knocking people
Oh,
out.
he beat the shit. He smacked the shit out of Lane Berry. Yo.
It's just
Lane Berry
ridiculous.
deserved it, yo.
Just ridiculous. Sorry I had to yell. But
No, it's all right.
are the Lakers the second best team in the league, Dave? Before we move
I
on,
think it's still
I think we're
too
spending
early.
too much time on the NBA because they're not really half of them aren't really.
You said
mad.
who?
They don't deserve the respect.
Who'd you
right now,
say?
so
Who'd you
what's your
say?
second team?
It's early right now. Obviously, they're number one in the standings. I mean, that don't mean anything because, like you did say though, it does have to do with this with them resting Kawhi. It's ridiculous.
It's like the 8th game of the fucking season.
So, I mean, it's early, right? It's early. It's early. So I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna go with Houston. Houston is the second best team
Why?
right now. So
Them two came and played together.
because they just scored they just scored almost 159 points the other night, which is ridiculous.
They did score one for dinner.
Ooh, I
They
put
did?
that on my
I
sleeve.
think they scored one for dinner, yeah.
So
Well, there's no
ridiculous.
defense in this league either.
They don't. But I think it's still too early right now. So, but if I had to pick a second team, I'm gonna pick Houston. So, and definitely LA is number one. So, the Clippers. So, not the Lakers.
I think the Lakers are the second best team right now. Right now, they are. I think Anthony Davis is coming into his own right now, being what most people consider him to be for the last 3 or 4 years, as probably the right up there with the Kevin Durant's and the Kawhis and the LeBrons, right in that spear of top 4, elite guys. If you want to throw Harden in there, which I won't because he freaking basically gets 800 million foul shots a game.
That's why Davis is the best part of his team.
Wow.
He is.
Wow. I mean,
I don't think
Can he
there's a
stay
question.
healthy? Can he stay healthy?
Oh, that's another question. Yeah.
That's I don't know.
He-
I got my doubts. man.
Maybe
I
he
got my
needs
doubts.
load management because he gets hurt all the time.
I think I got my doubts.
but I mean, right now they're clicking, and then I see a lot of the Twitter frolics. Everyone said LeBron was washed. I never heard anyone say LeBron was washed, but apparently Dwayne Wade felt like
I guess he thinks.
who thinks LeBron was washed? How?
No, I'm
People
saying-
still consider him a top
I'm
5
saying
player.
LeBron thinks that people think that.
Oh
of him.
well, whatever. Stop
I don't
making
know
stupid
why.
Taco Tuesday fucking Instagram and stop trying to fucking copyright Taco Tuesdays because you fucking created Taco Tuesdays all of a sudden. Fucking guy, bro. Again, all right. Enough with the NBA. Enough with this fucking NBA. All right, let's talk about hockey some more. Just kidding. I don't know shit about hockey, but the Rangers.
Let's
So
go, Rangers.
let's move on from the NBA. Let's move on to our special segment called Pete and Sam. Woo!
All right, that's
Damn,
it.
I like it.
Cut off.
Pete,
Cut off.
talk to me about your boy Sam Darnold going down to Miami. Were you with him?
Oh no!
Did you
I was
not
doing
know?
a show.
I think
He was doing.
I was doing a
might call-
show.
I saw him.
He might have caught a flight. Was he? Did he leave? Did he leave Blackjacks
Nope.
after the show?
He did.
Nope.
Oh!
Why are you lying?
He caught a charter. He
Why
caught a
you
charter.
lying?
Oh,
Ooh, he caught a
where
charter.
did you go? We want to
Good
know.
night.
He went to Teterboro.
Good
You didn't
night.
check him in?
No, I didn't check him
Oh, damn. So, talk to me about your boy Sam Darnold dropping a fucking egg against the worst team in the league, we thought at the time. What is going on with the Jets? How are they this bad?
Dude, I really don't know. Like I thought there was no way the Jets would lose that game to a team that's actually trying to lose games. I think the only one who's trying to win games is Fitzpatrick, and him alone beat the Jets. So it's disgustingly bad. Like it's really bad. I still don't think they're the worst team in the NFL because I still think Cincinnati is complete garbage. But still, you're pushing into that bottom 3, bottom 4 right now with that loss.
Adam Gase, why is he still here?
I have no clue.
Why is he still here?
I mean, listen, it's a circus over there.
How do you have Le'Veon Bell and suck?
I mean, when's the last coach to get? Who's the
He
last
tried to
coach?
trade him. How stupid was that?
Who's the last coach to get fired in the middle of the season? So
There's a number of
Arizona's
coaches.
coach last
Arizona's
year.
coach last year, but there's a number of coaches I would fire right now. I'd fire Adam Gase. I'd fire Freddie Kitchens. And I'd certainly fire Pat Shurmur. Get him the fuck out of town
Vrabel.
already. Mike Vrabel, get him out. Get Pat Shurmur the fuck out of here. Get him out of here. What the fuck is he doing? He just sucks. This guy, Pat Shurmur, over here challenging PI calls. They're not getting overturned, you fucking idiot.
Stupid.
You fucking moron. Like,
That was completely stupid.
I'm over
he's not
it.
the only one that challenges those, though. So,
But you're
I mean, I
playing.
think
You're
they're
playing the
gonna stop.
Cowboys.
You look at what they had a chance to do if they had won that game. If they had won that game against the Dolphins, they have a good game against the I don't say good game, but they have a game against the Giants this week. Then you got the Redskins, then you got the Raiders, then you got Cincinnati, then you got Miami again. They could have gone on a run. Like now it's like, are they going to win those
Yeah,
games or not?
they're going on a fucking toilet run, taking a shit.
Like those are
Adam
like the
Gase
bottom
and his
5 teams in
crazy
the
eyes.
league.
Like these guys got to go. Like New York sports is in fucking can right now. Outside of the Yankees, choking when they get to the CS, there's really not much to talk about. It's just bad. It's just bad. Unless you want to talk about Kyrie and his mental issues, it's just bad.
Definitely not.
But yeah, Shermer's got to go. Gay's got to go. Kitchen's got to go. If Pete wants Vrabel to go, he can go too. I mean, you just got to get rid of
Get
the guy.
Josh McDaniels.
Wow.
Josh McDaniels,
I'll take Josh McDaniels.
the Patriot.
The fuck is wrong with you?
He loves this song.
Are you saying he likes Mike Vrabel?
Corner, Sam.
Oh, Sam and Pete. Sam and Pete. Ooh.
We're about to cut the show now.
Sam and Pete.
We're about to cut the show.
Sam and Pete.
Pull the
So
wire.
anytime Sam Darnold has a bad game, you know who he's with. That's just what we're gonna go with. That's our
His team?
No, with you. So that's our little Sam and Pete segment. Now,
Stupid
On
ass
the-
segment.
so come up with a better segment.
How about you and Sam? You're the one that's missing on Sundays.
Hey, he's got a point. He's got a point.
I've been there on Sundays.
Got a point. Throw the flag.
No.
Throw the flag.
Who's been sick?
On him.
Who's been sick?
You
Who
just
had
talked
mono?
earlier today.
Because I was mimicking Obregon. Try to mimic that guy's voice and see how much he choked. Pause. I like Sam and Pete. How? What do you think? Good segment, right? Until the season's over.
Another segment.
No.
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
not.
Yep.
I'm gonna get a shirt.
We're not.
Sam and Pete. Sam and Pete.
No,
we got
sure
Pete's
not.
Corner. Sam and Pete.
No.
Yep, I love it. What do you think, Dave?
I like it. I'm
See?
gonna get a shirt made up.
There we
No.
go.
He's
Just
gonna
like
wear it too.
No.
just like there was a Mets watch, now there's a Sam and Pete watch.
There's not.
Yes, there is. What do you mean?
There's not.
Sam and Pete watch. Sam and Pete. He was with him in AC with
No.
Mark, right? With Marco.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
Marco. No.
Marcos. He was with Marcos.
Matt.
Matt. Yeah, he was with Matt.
You're
He was with
confusing
Matt.
all the names.
Flying
I know.
Hawaiian.
Flying Hawaiian. See, Flying Hawaiian. You was with him 2 weeks ago. You went to Miami last week. It's terrible, man. Yeah, listen, this guy is an international man of mystery right here. You can call him Austin
You
Powers.
have 30 seconds to wrap.
Sam and Pete, it'll come back. Trust me.
Hi-yo.
Especially now. Oh, you got. They're playing here. They're playing at home with the Giants. You guys don't even have to travel far next week.
What are you talking about, you guys?
See, he's right here.
They're
He's
Hoboken.
right here.
What are you
You're
talking
gonna
about,
go
you
back to
guys?
Hoboken. You're gonna go back to Hoboken with him. He's in town.
Get him on the show.
You guys.
Can we get him on the show?
Get him on the show.
Can you get your boy on the show, bro?
Come on, bro.
You know him more than me.
Nah, you hang out with him.
You know him more than me.
Come on, man. That's messed up. All right, bigger picture. Moving on from Sam and Pete. Miami was tanking hard for Tua. Don't know why they decided to want to win. Does this cost them Tua? Do they care?
This Patrick's like, fuck yeah.
Does this cost them Tua?
Shit, we look horrible.
Does this cost them Tua Tagovailoa? David?
No, I don't think so. I mean, listen, you still got a whole season. I mean, what are we, halfway through so far? So there's still a lot of games
Week
to be
9,
played.
yeah.
So still a lot of games to be played. Anything can happen, man. So I still think they're going to tank from here on out. So.
Oh, I think they are going to tank, and I think they're still going to get Tua because I don't think Tua's going number 1. So
Man.
I don't think he's going number 1. I think that's going to be.
disagree.
I think it's going to be between Burrows and Herbert, and I think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to have their pick of the litter of whichever one they want, and I don't think they're going to go with Tua. So I think if Miami finishes second or third, Tua will still be there for them. If it's second, maybe not third, maybe third would be a stretch. But, I mean, unless the Jets finish second, then who the hell knows? Like, imagine the Jets finish with the second worst record
Did they get
in
Chase
the league.
Young, the best defensive player in college?
No, you don't think the Jets would be like, oh, this guy Sam Darnold keeps hanging out with Pete.
no.
He sucks.
He's-
Let's go get Tua.
He's the quarterback of the future, no matter what.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
They're going to roll with him.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying about the Jets. It's possible that they're gonna end up with a top 3 pick. They better figure Sam Darnold. They better figure out
So-
it's either
somebody-
Gaze or Darnold. One has to go, so it better be Gaze.
Somebody in the top 3 is going to take Chase Young. So whether it's the Falcons who got 1 win, Jets who got 1 win.
What about the Redskins?
Redskins, I think they may take a quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are
They
they
may
not,
take a quarterback.
Why are they not playing? They play Haskins one game.
Damn,
They play
another
Haskins
one. Yeah, that's
game.
crazy.
Like, that's why I don't know why they drafted him 1 if their coach wasn't going to play him because they were going to suck.
Yeah.
And now we're what? We're 11 games into the season, 10 games into the season, or week 9, week
9,
10,
yeah.
and you got to figure out if this guy is going to be a future quarterback because you're going to finish.
Yeah, 6 games to figure it out.
It's insane. It's insane. The quarterback carousel continues.
7 games to figure it out.
So being that we're on the NFL now, tomorrow, Chargers versus Raiders. The Raiders. Thoughts on Phillip Rivers and that big win against Green Bay?
Huge.
Are they back in the playoff hunt, David?
I think so, man. Listen, they got the players to do it. If they get Gordon going, and Phillip Rivers doesn't do those head scratching mistakes, especially towards the ends of the games. I think that was a huge win against them.
Good song. It's actually Fox now. Hey, your thoughts on the game and
I think-
what it means for the with the AFC West being that it's Kansas City and it's Kansas City, the AFC, Kansas City, Baltimore, and New England pretty much, and there's 3 open spots minus obviously the center. No, yeah, there's 3 more
Yeah.
spots which will be the AFC South winner, and then 2 open spots basically.
Well, I
Can
think-
San Diego propel themselves to being one of the wild card with a big victory over the Packers?
I think the Chargers will win the game because they got lucky off Chicago. They got the win off Green Bay, which surprised a lot of people. And now they're starting to get in the rhythm. And the Raiders are a really bad pass defense team. And we know Rivers is going to air it out every time. So I think it works out for them. However, if they don't win this game, I think the Raiders actually have a chance to actually be pretty good this year. Right now they're at 4-4. They've played much better than people have thought they would. If they do win this game, their next 2 games are against the Bengals and the Jets. They can end up being 7-4 by the time this is done. And everybody said Oakland's going to suck again. They're going to be a top 5 pick, and they're going to be 7-4 I think they'll be 7-4 if they win this game tomorrow.
So getting rid of Antonio Brown was the best thing they could do. Right?
Definitely the best thing they could do.
I got the Chargers tomorrow. I like what I saw from Melvin Gordon finally. He finally looked like himself.
Waking up a little bit.
That's what they needed. Eckler's a nice backup, but he's not Melvin Gordon. So I like the Chargers tomorrow, and I like them to be in the thick of things when it comes down to it at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And before we go, we have a minute left. Tomorrow at 7 a.m. live from Japan, Nanyo Inoue versus Nonito Donaire for the 118-pound World Boxing Super Series Championship. Inoue is pound for pound. David, real quick, predictions about tomorrow's fight.
You said Donaire?
Yeah.
Inoue versus Donaire.
Yeah, I'm saying Donaire gets knocked out. Because he's done.
Yeah.
I think Inoue is, I think there's Usyk, Inoue, and Canelo. Those are the 3 best fighters pound for pound. Yeah. Like everyone says, Crawford, Spence, Loma. I think the 3 guys that are named, they're pound for pound. I think Inoue might get caught with a left hook. We'll take it well, but we'll stop him within 5.
I agree. I think he'll stop him within 6. I hope he gets caught just to see how he reacts to it, but I think he's going to find a way to put Donaire
It's on the
out.
fucking zone. They're not going to make us wait till 1 a.m. in the morning.
Goddamn zone.
But fuck it. They made us wait till 1 a.m. 7 a.m. tomorrow, main event. Next show Sunday. See you, 2 dudes in Mexican. We out.
Later, my gente.
Who predicted a late